Hello, hello, hello. We're going to talk about Christmas card marketing, and I'm here to basically, I'm going to speak to one of the members. We've got Brittany here. Britt, are you there? Come in and say hi. We're going to talk about Christmas card marketing for photographers. If you're a photographer and you haven't thought about this, it's about to be September tomorrow, and September is the time to start thinking about Christmas card marketing for your photography business. Come in and say hi, guys. If you are a photographer, you're going to hopefully learn some stuff. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to share this out to some people. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, 6. Oleg, Molly. Let's see who's there. Let's talk about Christmas card marketing for photographers. It's September tomorrow. There we go. Coming in, guys. We're going to talk about Christmas card marketing. If you haven't thought about this in your business, it's time. It's time to think about how to do this and what it's all about. Come in, say hi. We'll get started very, very shortly. Brittany is going to come in and we'll talk about how to do this stuff. There she is. Hey, Brittany. How you doing? I'm going to invite you up. So you said you haven't done this before. It's not scary. You don't have to turn your camera on if you don't mind, if you don't want to. I know you said you got the kids around and stuff, so feel free with whatever you want to do. But let's chat about the marketing ideas for Christmas cards, and we'll see what we can come up with. Hey Quantum, how you doing? Say hello in the chat. I'm going to talk to Brittany today. She's a member in my community of Humble Togs Club, the community for photographers who aren't being dicks to each other. And she was just talking about Christmas cards in the chat. So I said, let's jump on a live and start to throw some ideas around here, because it's a big topic to think about. And September is the perfect time to start thinking about it and getting your business stuff organized so you can really, really kind of do a lot of great marketing stuff with Christmas cards for your business. And it's September tomorrow. So jump on in, guys. Hey, Faye, come in and say hi. We're going to talk to Brittany here, who's a member in Humble Togs Club, who's asked about Christmas cards and Christmas cards marketing. It is time to get started with that stuff. Stick around if you'd like to hear about some ideas we'll talk about when you're ready, Britt. Britt's just probably organizing with her kids and stuff, trying to find a quiet spot. Is that right, Britt? Anyone else who has any other ideas about Christmas cards, come and let me know. Faye, if you're there, Britt's back. Hey, Britt, you still trying to find a quiet spot? Thanks for jumping on here. Do you need to invite again? Hey, Meg, I'm going to invite you again, Britt, when you're there. Like I said, just there you go. You're showing up on the left, and you don't have to show your face if you don't want to, but we can just chat.
Don't show me naked.
There you are.
Okay, I've never done this before. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, this is so cool.
It's fun, right?
Listen.
So just to introduce you, Brittany is in Humble Togs Club, my community of photographers who aren't being dicks to each other. And you just wrote, Brittany, on the community board about talking about the idea of Christmas cards. So I thought we'll talk about that today. Let's do it on a live, and let's come up with some ideas for using Christmas cards in your marketing to build your business. Brittany, start with telling me about what your business is up to, and let's start there.
So it's a slow start.
Yeah.
Where I don't know. I don't know. What do you want to know?
So, well, I don't know so much. I mean, you may have told me before, but refresh my memory. Like, where are you on the scale of starting your business? Have you been doing it for a while? What are you up to?
So I started in 2018, really, really slow,
Yep.
and then now I'm trying to go, and I'm really trying to go full time. But I'm still giving myself a few years. I still have kids in school, so I got to make sure that they have, their insurance and all that extra fun stuff. So I'm just trying to get things rolling, and I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to build.
Yep. What's your website?
So that way,
Is your website?
yes, I finally got my website all done. That took me a few years to get that completed. What was that?
What's the website? I'll just pull it up.
Oh gosh. Let me get on my computer. I don't even know my own website. Isn't that sad?
You'll get there. You'll get there.
So it is. Let me pull it up here.
Well,
It's kind of, so it's kind of long. It's photobug dash photography
yeah.
dot mypixieset.com.
Okay. So photobug dash photography dot. Then what?
Mypixieset,
My pixie set is all one word.
correct,
Yeah. Dot.
.com.
Right. Just a note on that. This is for the future. You can have a photo, you can have your website on Pixie Set like this, but what you want to do in the longer term is buy a domain. If your thing is Photobug, right? I'd number one just try and get photobug.com
Okay.
or photobug without the hyphen photography.com. And if you go, you can go and buy that on like Namecheap or GoDaddy or any place that you can buy domains. It's about $10 a year or something generally to get the name of that, and that's pretty like sometimes if your business name is like Joe's Photos, it's hard to get the business name because other people have called it the same thing. Photobug seems individual enough that you should be able to get that domain name, and then what you want to do is just set up that domain name with a forward to the PixieSet website. So when people type in photobugphotography.com, they go to this website because this website looks great. But you don't want to have to spell all that out when you're telling people to go to your website. You know what I mean? Like you just did for me.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So that's just another thought about that. Hey, everyone else coming in, guys, say hello in the chat. We are talking to Brittany about her website, and we're going to talk through some ideas of Christmas card marketing. So the website looks beautiful, honestly, and you've got your families and children and stuff there, Britt. So I can see here that you know what you're doing. You're doing great stuff. You're already kind of in the realm of like, great, you're ready to go with this business, right? You've a couple of years at it and you're figuring out what you're figuring out, and let's get these things. So when people place orders through PixieSet, you have their email, right?
No.
Okay.
So I'm still doing like by text messages and word of mouth type of deal. I don't really force them to go through my website to set and schedule different things.
That's fine. So again, this whole conversation is a little bit long term. You might start this idea of the Christmas cards this year, and you might start it and put a lot of effort into it and make so many mistakes with it and not get anything out of it. But that's where you start, right?
Right.
So expect that you'll get nothing out of this, and let's build this up. And there's lots of parts to it. So one thing you can do over the next year or so is start to be aware that if you're going to have this as a big part of your marketing, and it's a great part of your marketing, and even when you start small, you want to have a thing when people book in with you to fill out their details, which includes postal address.
Okay.
Right. So, how many clients at the moment do you think you have on, like, and where would you go to find your client list and stuff like that? Do you have anything like that?
Well, it's probably just written down on a piece of paper here at my house.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Totally fine when you're starting. So
And probably like 20.
what is it? 20?
Yeah.
That's completely fine. That's a good place to start, because the other thing is that those 20 people probably love you, right? They worked with you recently. They love what you did for you, right? For them.
Right. I'd hope so.
Yeah. So that's a great place to start. And look, it's great to get this stuff figured out now, because as you go forward, and like next year, if you shoot 40 people, and the year after you shoot 60 people, like you're going to have these systems set up to really push the business out.
Okay.
So, with the 20 people this year, we're going to use this as a bit of a test, kind of learn stuff, and you're going to make some mistakes and whatever. And one mistake that you're learning is you need people's addresses, right?
Yes.
So you can, if you've got these 20 people in your phone or whatever. So right now, I'd go and figure out, like a little text message to send them, and you'll do it manually at the moment, but in the future, we'd set this up to be run through software to do it automatically, right? But for now, make a text message which says, hey, and use their first name. You can take the time to use their first name by finding the person, right, the family. Hey, Karen, whatever the person's name is. I'm just getting organized in September to send out Christmas cards. What is your best postal address? That's the whole text message you send, right? And because you keep it a little bit vague, because you're not telling them a whole bunch yet. You're just asking for their address. If they're fairly recent and they, like I said, they loved you, they're most likely on a text message going to be like, "Oh, great, here it is." Like, and out of the 20 people, you might have 10 that do that. I actually think you're going to have a relatively high hit rate for that if the people have really enjoyed your service. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it sounds personal. If you keep it brief and don't over-explain what you're doing, just keep it brief. I'm looking at sending out Christmas cards. It's September. I'm trying to get organized. Don't even say I'm trying to keep it brief. Hi name. I'm getting organized in September to send out Christmas cards. What is your best postal address? If you need to add in a line about to make sure they know who you are, maybe you need that. But if it's on a text message, hopefully the text message will come up on your string of text messages to them, right? So they'll know who you are without having to explain it. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah. So I wouldn't then waste. You want to keep any marketing messages. You want to keep minimal and not over explaining, because then people get a bit. I haven't got time to read that message if it's too long. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So hi name. I'm getting organized in September because that sounds impressive. To post out Christmas cards. Mm-hmm. What is your best postal address? And then you'll get back, hopefully, some people will go, "Oh yeah, no worries, here's the postal address." And then at that point, you've got a couple of options. One, which I kind of think would be great, is you write back and you say, "Thanks so much. Would you be interested in sending out Christmas cards to your family with the photos that I created for you last month, whenever, for $150, whatever, like figure out the price." But as a mum, right, if I can take that job off your plate, right, and make it look beautiful, you'd be like, "Take my money, just take my money," right?
Yes, that's where I'm trying to lead, is like, I want to take some of the stress off the holiday off my clients.
Yeah.
Like, that's my goal, is I want them to be like, "Oh, hey, Britt, can you do this for me with what we just shot?" Absolutely. I'd be more than happy to.
Here's the thing, Britt. If you're, depending on your pricing structure, I don't know what people have paid you, and we can get into that a whole nother time. But if you want to, for this first time, you can do this at cost price. Like in the spirit of completely helping your families. There's so many websites that will make cards and send them directly to the individual people. I guess you might want to create the card and send and like get 25 cards or 50 cards printed for the family and send them to you, so that you could go send them or deliver them to the people, or you could send them direct to the people. I don't know how you want to do that, but bottom line is, if you do all that at cost price, meaning that if it costs you $50 to make the cards, if you say to people, "Look, just pay me $50 and I'll just get this done for you," then what you want to do is turn it into a marketing exercise for all of those families that are going to receive that card. It's the best way of like word of mouth marketing, right?
Right.
Because you're not leaving it up to them to go, "Oh, by the way, I had a great shoot with whatever." You're giving them the excuse to be, "Here's my word of mouth." Everyone knows word of mouth is the best. So here's my excuse to be word of mouth and give you the opportunity to granddad, to grandma, to cousin, to this all these people. Here it is in a thing with the link on the back. Here's the link to order photos from this shoot.
Okay.
Right? Because you've got them on Pixie Set. And you watch, you've got 20 people on the book so far. Maybe this will work for 10 of them, and then those 10 will send it out, but then your numbers go exponentially then, because you've now sent that card out to 10 times 25, 50 people around, hopefully, the local area. Or some will go, across the country and wherever else. But But you know what? If they're across the country too, grandma who's in Florida who never sees the kids can still order online the prints of from your photo shoot, right?
Oh, that's smart.
It's so smart,
That's really smart.
right? This is a really, really powerful and excellent thing. So what you want to do, you need the addresses first. So first thing is that text message, get the addresses for your clients. And as you go forward, you want to build a thing where when they book in, they put in their postal address in a form somewhere online or however you do it. I used to do it on a paper. I used to have, when people came to me and did a photo shoot, they used to fill out a form with paper. These days, a lot of people do that stuff on an online form,
Right?
But you can do it on paper too. When you go meet with the client, just go, and on that piece of paper, or the online form, that has a couple of things. It has the tick box of, are you okay with me using these images in my own marketing? Yes, no? That's an important place for that one. Do you ask that question already right now?
Yeah. Well, I do verbally.
Right. So it's always good to have that stuff in writing because some people will get messed up. And especially like the husband, sometimes like the mum will say to you verbally, yeah, fine. And then you'll put up the photos and then the husband will message you later and go, oh, sorry, we didn't give permission. It's a really rare thing, but it does happen.
Okay, yeah. That's good to know.
Having it in writing is important. So there's a bunch of other things you want to put on that form. Do you think right now that would be a paper form or an online form for you?
I would try and use it through PixieSet. I know that you can create contracts and things through that. So I would definitely dive in and look more into that.
Great. So you can absolutely do that. I'll keep talking in a way where we put this on an online form. So a couple of things, write this all down. A couple of things you want to do for your online form is obviously name, just put a phone number, address right there. And you could write postal address because some people use a PO box and some people will think, why are you wanting my street address? If you put postal address, it's obvious that, oh, you're going to post me things, fine. And even on the form, on the online form, you can write postal address and write in brackets to send you a Christmas card, ! And then people will be like, oh, sweet. And they'll write it, if you just put address, some people will be like, I don't want to give you my address. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but if you put to give you a Christmas card, that sounds cute. And they go, oh, yeah, sure. So, right? So, then, what was I going to say? You got that on your form, your address. You have the tick box of, do you give me permission to use your images in my own marketing for my website, social media, things like that? Comment on that, including behind the scenes stuff.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because again, maybe you're not doing that yet, but in future, you're going to want to build out, as you build our business, what you see what I do, like you want to build out behind the scenes footage of you shooting people's families. And that's all down the track for you, but it's all part of the business these days. So that checkbox is there. And then you have a basic mini, not even a contract, just the agreement terms that you would have. So do you have any kind of contract right now with your clients?
No.
So that's fine. To this day, I don't have much of a contract with my clients either, right? So I'm Australian. I'm not huge into legal stuff. You get over here to America and everyone's very like, do everything by the book and legal. And
right.
But you're in America. It's a good thing to have this stuff in writing. So I would put a couple of points on that form that they tick agree to, right? And that could be 2 or 3 points, or it could be 10, whatever your points are. It's good to, things like this like, like, I agree to never change or copy the photos for my own, social media in ways that are like opposite to the original intention of the photo, like a comment like that. There's a couple of other ones that you can, I agree not to use this photo if I'm a famous author and want to put this photo on the cover of my best-selling New York Times novel. I agree that that's not part of what you're paying me for this shoot for, and we will go into a conversation about what that usage agreement is. There's a bunch of other ones that you can put on there, but again, that's a separate conversation, but that's where this stuff lives. So on that form, coming back to what we're talking about, you're getting the address down there, the email, importantly, right? and the phone number. And when you have the phone number, there also needs to be legally, there needs to be another checkbox there which says, I give permission to receive text messages, even though you're doing those manually right now. Down the track, you'll start to use software to automatically send out text messages on a computer to everyone in your email list or your message list.
Okay.
And you need to have had them tick a box when they gave you your phone number that says, I give you permission to send me text messages. That's a legal thing these days.
Okay.
So a couple of things there. Come back to me and we'll talk more about that form. But once you start getting that form in place, you'll have the addresses there and you won't need to do this first step that we're doing now. But it's a great place to start, and it's also nice and personal anyway. So I think it's a good idea. So for anyone who is coming along or dropping by, talking to us, we've got Britt in here. It says there's 2 people. I can't see who else is here, but please say hello in the chat if you are. We're talking about using Christmas cards as a marketing tool for your photography business. If you have a spare finger, Britt, just whack the screen for me. I've got like 0 likes on this. There you go. So if you literally just like tap for me while we're talking, because we've only got like 1 like on this whole thing, TikTok is going, oh, this must be a boring chat, and they're not sending it out to people. There you go.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, it works. Yeah. So where are we up to? We're talking about the first 2 parts is you're going to send out a text message which says, hi, name. What do we say?
I don't remember.
Okay, let's just do it again. Hi, name. I'm getting organised to send out Christmas cards in September. And you can make it funny depending on whatever your voice, style is. Like you might be like hashtag like getting organised or something like that, funny, whatever. What's your best postal address? ? That's the whole message.
Okay, that's a good one.
So yeah, I'm gonna have the recording of this live and put it up in Humble Togs if you ever want to come back and refer to things we've said if you haven't written them down.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about doing this or doing whatever. So anyone else who is watching along and don't know what we're talking about, Humble Togs Club is my community of photographers who aren't being dicks to each other. Britt is a member and she asked me today about Christmas card marketing. So we're here talking about it. And if you are being helped by this thought process, come and join Humble Togs Club. It's $5 a month. And Brittany, is it awesome?
It is awesome. Sorry, there was a delay.
Thanks. Okay. So going back to our point. So you've done that text message. When people give you the address, right? You collate that in some kind of Google sheet or whatever however you want to do it. Pixie Set, I'm sure, has the option to do it. Figure out how you're going to do it, but start recording the addresses of the people, and then the next text message you want to send when people respond to you. And here's the other thing, just while I'm on that, Britt. If people don't respond to you today, don't feel like it's a bad idea to text them again in a week, right? Okay. People often, you and I and everyone thinks, oh, I don't want to bother my clients. I don't want to, bother people. Generally, like I've proven this to myself over and over again. Sometimes people are just busy. We're all just busy. Oh, yeah. I might get a text message when I'm in the middle of a meeting that says what we just said was right. I would be like, oh, that's that photographer. She was lovely, and then they got completely distracted. Right? Don't feel like your customers are ignoring you by not answering you back. They're just busy. And bottom line, if 1 out of 10 of the people that you message back writes back and says, oh, stop messaging me, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with getting someone a bit annoyed. Like most people, 9 out of 10 people go, I understand, they're just running their business. And to be honest, they're doing a good job because I know it's hard to do all this marketing stuff. Most people understand that.
Right.
So it's fairly rare to get someone pissed off, especially if you've had a great experience with them fairly recently or they love you and whatever. People get it, right?
Right.
So don't be scared of sending people multiple messages. And I'm talking about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 messages, even if they don't respond. Because I've proven this to myself. Sometimes the seventh message just gets to them on a day when they're sitting there on the couch and they go, "Oh my gosh, sorry, Britt, you're so awesome. Thanks so much. Yeah, here's my address." And that was like after the seventh message. But literally, like I said, people are just busy. Don't feel personal about the fact that people don't get back to you. Just hit them again. Don't hit them 5 times a day, but like another couple of days, send them again. And the worst thing that would happen is someone will be like, "Hey, you're sending me too many messages. Please take me off the list and don't send me messages." And you can be like, "Great, I'll do that."
Okay,
Right?
smart.
There's absolutely no problem with that. And I think honestly, yeah, a lot of people get really, especially mums and people that are busy and get annoyed by those messages. Like we get messages from our plumber or whatever, and if I remember the guy was a nice guy, I'm like, yeah, nice guy. I'm not going to respond to him right now. But when I need the tap fixed, I go, "Oh, where's that guy? Where's that message? He keeps sending me messages. Oh, there he is. I'm going to call him." Like, but from his point of view, he might have been sitting there going, "Oh gosh, Kurt never gets back to me on messages. Maybe he thinks I'm a loser." I don't. I think he's great, right? Because we had a good time. But I'm not going to spend my time getting back to him
Right.
if I don't think there's value there for me. If you
Okay.
if you've dangled that carrot and said that there's value in this for this person because you just want to send out a Christmas card, that's a pretty nice thing. Most people, I think, are going to be like, "Yeah, sure, here's the address," and then you follow up with, um, "That's awesome. Thank you so much. Whatever. Um, I'm going to send you a Christmas card from me. Yay!" Right? And that's the one I showed you on Humble Talk Stop. I showed you a screenshot of our company Christmas card, right? And
Right.
that's a great thing to do. You want to send out that one as well as to all your customers. So you can order that one now. If you design it in Canva or whatever, and you just design it put a photo of you, put a photo of your family, make it personal, right? And say, "From my family to yours, just Merry Christmas." You don't have to put anything of their photos on it, right?
Right.
Just send them a nice family Christmas card, and they just go, "Oh, she was such a nice lady. This is her family." Oh, like you said, the people who you want to be your clients are the kind of people who respect and honor the idea of getting to know people and families and putting up those Christmas cards. It's a really nice thing, right?
Right.
So send that one out. You can order that one in the next week or two. Get it designed, get it printed, so that you can actually send out a Christmas card from you, which you'll send in like middle of December or start of December or something.
Right.
And so the second message back, the response message back from when they say, "Here's my address," that message is, "Thanks so much. I'll send you my Christmas card. Would you like me to send out a pack of 50 Christmas cards with your photos from our photo shoot for you to send out to your family?" Question mark.
Okay.
Right? Don't put the price on there. Just, "Would you like that?" And most mums, as you know, will be, "Oh my gosh, please take that off my plate. That's amazing. How much?" And because then they'll say how much,
Right.
right? And that's good. Again, you want to keep the conversation going, engagement, and all that. I mean, this is on a text message, so it's less important, but that's all part of just being a good business. Well, being a good communicator is part of keeping messages short and to the point. I struggle with that too. I often get more fluffy and whatever, and I'm always reminding myself, keep it simple, keep it basic. So then they come back and go, "How much?" And then you say, then it's like nail in the coffin, or not nail in the coffin, but like seal the deal. Depends on how you want to do it. If you want to, for this first one, do it at cost price, I'd even say that. I'd say, "Look, this is my first year of doing this. I'm going to see how this goes. How about we just do it at cost price? It cost me $50 to create these cards, whatever the price is. Is that cool if you just pay $50 for the cards? And what I'll do on the back of them is put a link for people to go to buy photos from your photo shoot, right? As well as maybe book in their own session."
Okay.
Question. And if you lay all that out on the table, I think most people at that point will be like, Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah, let's spread your word around. I love this photo shoot. And you're saving me a job. At $50, that's like amazing. It cost me that much to buy the damn cards and the postage.
Right. So so in your opinion, would you also, like for newcomers, would you do the session fee and then do the 50 cards for free?
Great point. Great point. That's a little bit down the line.
So,
Yeah, so the link that I said, or the thing I said before about how you could, and here's a link for them to book in with me. You can turn it into an offer, which is what you're asking about. So what did you say?
okay, so I was getting ready to make a post because after every session that I've done, I've just, because I've been wanting to do this for so many years, is I would just politely make a card from their session and include it in their session at the very end. It is like a kind of like a surprise, like this is what it would look like on a Christmas card. So I would design them a Christmas card, but I have them all saved throughout the years from like 2022 up until like obviously 24. I have several cards that I have designed. So my thinking is finally kicking off this whole Christmas card because I have all these samples. So I was going to do like you schedule a session and you will receive 25 free cards. And then underneath it was like, you have the option to order more, but then the original price of these 24 cards is $100 because, I mean, you have the design fee, you have the lab fee, you have all this stuff.
Yeah.
So the original price later on in the years, if you wanted to order Christmas cards, would be the session plus 25 cards at $100 per 25. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. And then you could turn the offer into something like the offer being whether you promote this on social media or on the back of these cards for other people, whatever it is. You could turn the offer of like half price for
Right.
the cards, so $50 instead of 100 or whatever it is.
Exactly.
Or,
Yes.
or honestly, depending on your pricing structure, honestly, you could just do it for free. If you already designed it and it's going to cost you $50 to make it, and your shoot fee is $500 or whatever, you could decide to have the offer be that book a shoot and the cards are free,
Right.
right?
That's my goal is like obviously give it back during the holidays of giving them their cards for free
Yeah,
if they book a session.
yeah, yeah. So there's so many ways you can go with this, and it's every single way you do it. If you do it smartly, can lead to booking out your whole couple of months, right? Depending
And
on
that's my goal is because they're all custom designed. Like I don't give anybody the exact same type or design of card. They are completely customized to fit their family, to fit their session.
Okay,
So
just on that for a second, I would question why you want to do that because I would think if you create a design of say 4 different designs where there's area for a photo that says Happy Christmas and all the other stuff is the same. I don't. How much are you designing every single card apart from putting their photo on and putting their name, changing the name?
oh yeah, no, they're 100% changed. Like there's no card that I've ever done that was the exact same for a different client.
Okay, in my mind, just knowing about like running business and stuff,
Uh-huh.
that feels like a lot of wasted time
Okay.
because the people that get the cards are sending it to their family. How many people are you sending the same card to that are going to get the same card? You know what I mean?
Right. That was my thing too. Is like, okay, I don't want anybody to have the same card, so that because you can go to the store and buy a card, and then how many people are going to send that same card?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I don't think I don't think anyone's gonna turn their nose up at the fact that I got the same looking card from my cousin as my other cousin that had their different photo on it, obviously from the same photographer. I don't
Right.
think that's something to worry about. I think if you want to mix it up, have 4 different designs and
Okay.
just pick them at random so that they're a little mixed up. And if you know that you did 2 family members that are part of the same friendship group or family group, kind of send one that one and one the other one. But I think it's a huge amount of wasted time if you're sitting there designing every single one differently.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, I think I think so. There's so many other things you could be spending your time on. That is not a high return on investment decision. You
Okay.
know?
Right. No, this is all good. Like this,
Yeah, yeah.
it's good to talk to a professional because I'm like, oh yeah, let's just design each one. But it does take time. Sometimes I spend, a couple hours on making a card for this gallery
You're a
because I
mom.
want
You're a
it
mom,
to
Brit.
stick.
Your time is valuable.
Right. I know, and that's what I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn that yes, your time is money.
Yeah.
So, but I also want to give them an individual experience also. Like,
So you can give people individual experience. I can take you through. I did a great live Zoom the other night. I actually uploaded it, and go and check it out. It sounds like you're in the same kind of place as Andrew, who was speaking to me in the club, where he was like wanting to learn how to go from earning 500, $800 for a shoot up into the thousands of dollars per shoot. Is that where you are at the moment? You do a couple $100 per shoot.
yeah.
Yeah. So go and watch that Zoom. It's in Humble Togs Club in the
Okay.
replays classroom, replays. Scroll down. Talking business. It's the most recent one. Yeah, and it says there, this is the first time I've really been through my whole sales strategy from moving from selling digital only to portrait shoots and making the $3,000 to $5,000 average sales. So when I had the studio in Australia, I did that for about 12 years. And, like, not to blow smoke, but like most of our family shoots were $2,000 to $3,000 average sales. And we had people that spent $5,000 and $7,000. Our biggest sale was $7,200 from one family. Which, yeah, I mean, I'm not telling that to show off, but like it's all possible. And most photographers are out there earning $500 for a shoot or less. And as you get busier and busier, that is not sustainable.
No, that's what I'm noticing.
Yeah. So so this is a great part of Humble Talks Club is that all of anyone online, all these people online are telling people, do this one thing and you'll be a sudden success. All of this stuff takes time. It takes years of building up all the infrastructure, and the Christmas card stuff is part of it, and all of these things take years. But if you have the passion and the perseverance, you can get there, and all these building blocks will help you get there. So anyway, go and have a listen to that Zoom. There's probably a little bit of like it was a regular Zoom, so there's probably a little bit of chat at the start of the Zoom. You can just fast forward through. Probably about the first 15, 20 minutes is probably just chat. You can listen to it. You can actually play it back on like double time speed.
Okay.
So go and do that. But then it's an hour and a half Zoom, and the last hour is really, really solid, going through talking to Andrew about how to go from making $500-ish for a shoot to like thousands of dollars per shoot. So anyway, get to that, but then don't, like I said to Andrew over and over again, don't expect that all this stuff is an overnight thing. You can't do all that overnight. It takes years, but I can get you there with Humble Talks Club, and that's the whole goal with the club. So getting back to Christmas cards, yeah, any of those ideas you had are great. Start with your 20 to this month, and play it out, and then you'll make some mistakes and you'll learn from it, right?
Right.
But that's learning. That's part of it. I would just say, keep your text messaging short. Get the addresses first. That's the first piece of the puzzle you need, and then hit them back with whatever your offer is. And your offer could be any of all of the above that we've talked about.
Okay.
And then make the cards. Figure out what it is. What is the offer on the back of the cards? I think there should be two offers. One is giving the people that get sent the cards the ability to buy an image from that family shoot for themselves, because grandma and granddad in Florida might want to buy, and make that a QR code, right?
Right.
Not a link. You make it a QR code on the back so people can pull up their phone and just go straight to the gallery. And if you do this really well, in like I would say 2 or 3 years, at Christmas time, you could be making an extra few $1,000s from doing no more work by people ordering their own family's images from shoots you've already done,
Right.
and that can grow exponentially.
Okay.
right? Does that make sense?
That makes total sense.
Because you're getting your clients to do the marketing for you by sending marketing material of yours to all their family, saying Happy Christmas. And by the way, here's the link to order some of these photos for yourself. And if every person is sending out 50 cards, you might have an option of, some people might want to send more than 50. So you might have an option of like, it's free for the first 50, and then you can buy additional extra cards for $50 per 50. And some people might have 250 people to send the cards to.
Oh, wow. So would you say that the traditional sending a Christmas card has really faded, or do you think that it is still, people still do it?
I definitely think people still do it. I have clients that come to me every year. There's some people on the upper West Side, and all she does with me every year is book me around November to do a new photo shoot, just so they can have one photo to put on their Christmas cards they send to all their lawyer friends.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And like, I think I've booked a couple of bat mitzvahs from it, and like, all sorts of things happen. These days, I don't do a lot of marketing for my own photography. I'm really happy these days to be growing Humble Togs Club. It's kind of where I'm at. And because I moved internationally, I would kind of have to start up everything again in here in America. And I decided at the time to go and work in TV and film. So my little story is that I went and did that, and then that failed recently. And I've gone, oh man. So I could start doing all this from the ground up again, which I did in my 30s. But I've decided I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go into coaching this in the online space. And as you know, with Humble Togs Club and everything. So that's why people ask me, like, well, those who can't do teach. And it's like, well, yeah, I did it once.
Right.
But I'm really more passionate these days about helping others do it and helping others get from, like I said, that space of having burnout and earning a few $100s into, like, making really, really good business with photography.
Okay. So my next question for you then is, so I have I guess you could say, advertisement for FB. I think, would you recommend me posting it? Or would you say,
advertise? You mean you have a post for FB, or do you mean you have an ad to run on FB?
both?
Okay, great. So talk me through, what is the offer?
So the offer was, you schedule a session and you would receive 25 free printed cards.
Or Christmas cards to post out to your family.
Correct.
Yeah, great.
Would that be good, or do you think that's like lame?
No, I think that's great, because any mum who's scrolling on FB or wherever would be like, oh, that's great. I've been meaning to do a photo shoot, and this will take that job off my plate. Great, book it.
Okay.
You know how you booked to come into Humble Togs Club through my funnel, right? Through the website funnel.
Yes.
Right. Do you remember it? There's a video of me.
Yes.
Right. So if you want to get really, really good at this stuff, you probably have to build a funnel, and it can be a very simple funnel, but you want the link from FB for people to learn more. You want them to go to something that explains the whole offer, and generally have a video like I did of you saying, hey guys, thanks for clicking my ad. Here's the deal. I'm a photographer. Here's some of my images. Put them up on the screen. I've got this amazing idea now where I'm going to give you, take that job off your plate of organizing your Christmas cards this year, and we're going to do a photo shoot. These are the costs, and you go through all the details there. You don't put the details or the pricing on the ad, because you want people to click the ad, right?
Right.
So again, it's that separating the ideas and keeping the messaging short, that keeps people engaged and clicking through stuff. This year, that might be a lot for you to figure out.
Right.
So put that in your brain and put it away for next year.
Okay.
For this year, put up the offer and probably put the pricing on the thing. Do you mind talking about the pricing on here? Do you want to go through it?
So I'm pretty basic.
Sure.
I usually have just 3 offers. So you can meet the photographer for 15 minutes at $80.
Okay.
And then my second offer is a half hour for $250, and then
that's
an
just
hour
me?
for $375.
Is that just meet or a shoot?
That's for shoots. Like,
Sorry, so the first one was meet and shoot.
yeah, so you would meet me for 15 minutes and then we would also shoot, like, so you would get like your whole 15 minutes of like chit chatting. Because if I can't engage and get your trust within 15 minutes, there's no way that we would be able to spend a half hour to an hour, 6 hours, later on in the years. So I think personally that if I can gain your trust within 15 minutes, you can gain my trust for that whole other extra hour later on in the years. Does that make sense?
Sure, it's an interesting way of thinking about it. I haven't really. We'll discuss that on another day, but for now, let's just stick with the offers. So you have 3 price points and this Christmas card one. So do you think what is the top 2 price points?
So the top two would be half hour for 250,
Yep,
and then an hour for 375.
great. So I would put together an offer which says something like the Christmas cards, the thing on the Canva picture that you've made on this ad or Facebook thing says on it, $375 includes 1 hour family photo shoot and 25. What did you say? 25 or 50?
Probably just 25.
Right. Yeah. So you go 25 Christmas cards ready for you to send out. Make sure it's worded in a way that they understand it's not a Christmas card for them. It's for them to send out
Okay.
to friends and family for free, and have the total price be $375. So people will be like, "Oh my gosh, that's a great deal." Do they get all the images on digital for that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's fine, and you'll get booked like that. My job for you over the next 2 years is to get you out of that space as quickly as possible, because that is a fast road to burnout and not make
Right,
any.
and that's where, like, just recently I have boosted that price, and it like hurts my gut because usually, like, if it were me, I would do all my sessions for free. Unfortunately, my husband's like, no, you have to charge.
Yeah.
So
So you're definitely in the right place, and you're learning all this stuff. It doesn't happen overnight. So figure out this stuff. Do this 375 offer, and then as we go through the years, I'll help you get from doing that kind of shoot where you just give away all the images to doing a shoot that includes like maybe 6 images or 4 for that price, and then extra images are like $75 each,
okay,
right? And if you do that, then people still have the similar kind of vibe. And again, if you go through what's the big Zoom that I did, 'cause I went through all of that the other night on a Zoom. So go and watch that in your own time tonight or something. Like I said, you can speed it up if it gets too chit chattery. But I did go through a bunch of that stuff.
okay,
Going back to the point, so your offer is $375, includes photo shoot, all images provided, plus 25 free Christmas cards for you to send out to friends and family. Book now, must be booked by November, right? Well, end of November, is that the latest you'd want to do that shoot?
right. Well, I put the offer, and the offer that I put was extended to November 30th is
Yeah.
when the offer ended.
Yeah.
I mean, because I figured to try and get everything printed and
That's a good one. You don't want to do it past that. Yeah.
right.
So yeah, that's the offer, and then I'd push that out, and then you would have to at this moment just be like a contact us to book type gig, or click on this link, or however you want to do it.
Okay.
In the future, as we get more advanced, we'll build you a funnel, which you can do very simply. Put the funnel up and put your video there, and you piece it out a bit more, and that's how you get the value and get people's value up higher.
Okay.
For now, do it simply. You've got your 20 people. You might, in general, get 10 of those 20 who give you the address. I would say you're going to get 10 that'll text you straight back. There'll be 5 others that won't text you straight back, and it might take you 7 messages of the same message over and over again until they have a moment one day to be like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I've been so busy. Here's the address." That first message.
Okay.
I believe you can get 15 out of your 20 people to give you their address using that first message. You will have to, I think, message people again and again.
Okay.
But you also might get none. I don't
Okay.
know. It depends on how good you are with your clients and how much they actually did love you at the shoot. If they really, really genuinely had a great time and generally loved what you did, you're going to have a higher hit rate.
Okay.
So, but don't take that to heart if no one gets back to you too, because like I said, people are busy and sometimes people don't care. Sometimes people can have a great time with a photographer and whatever, and not think bad of you, but also just be self-centered and not care about your business. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, start that as an idea, run that out, and let's see what happens. And like I said, all that's going to happen is you're going to learn some stuff.
Right.
That's what you're aiming for here. Don't ever feel like I always talk about in Humble Talks Club. Failure is not something to fear. It's something to expect. It's the
And
way you learn stuff. So
yes, that's what I'm taking. All the failures that I've done over the years, I'm like, okay, let's just take that and build off of it and figure out what we can do different
yeah,
to build this company even bigger.
100%. And I want to go back on the sentence you just said. Is you said, let's just take that, remove the word just. It's not an apology, right? It's not. It's not. Oh well, we'll make this work. Like expect failure and understand that failure is the thing that you need to get to success.
Yes, you are correct.
So, so yeah, I really drill down on that. It's something that I've kind of lived by in general. That yeah, a lot of people, especially some people in Happentalks, like are scared of I don't want to fail, I don't want to whatever. And I'm like, it's okay to fear failure, but it's that thing of like feel the fear, do it anyway, and also learn that you actually have to fail. Like expect the failure because that is how you get to a point of being thing, and then you'll keep failing and keep learning. This is exactly what I do every day. I'm still out here failing all the time, right? So you fail every day in order to learn.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other little questions before we jump out of here on the Christmas card plan?
So I'm since this is like my first year of like really pushing this company. Would you recommend that I set it to launch on the 1st of September? Is that when you would usually start talking about Christmas stuff?
100%. But you've only really got September, October, November. I mean, some people would have different opinions about it. I guess you could start at like October when it feels a bit like more like fall. But depends on, I don't know, what do you think? I don't know.
In my head, I'm thinking launch it and then launch it on the 1st because then it would give people enough time to look at their calendar. They got football season right now, so that's a everybody's dedicated to football season.
Yeah.
And then probably like in October, I would guess that you would start getting people to be like, all right, hey, do you have this opening? But I want people to get on the books early enough, or even think about, okay, let's just at least schedule it while this offer is still out there.
Do you accept full payment of that 375 when someone books?
I typically ask for at least a $25 deposit.
Right. Okay, that's fine. That's a good idea. As you get more and more confident, like we used to like just people would. And 375 isn't much to pay, honestly. Like in the scheme of things in the world of for a photo shoot or anything. So you can get to a point, especially when you come into like talking about cash flow. If you offer this as a special offer, and then have people like book and pay for that 375 in advance, what that will do as you go on with business, it builds your cash flow, so you can have all this kind of cash flow coming in before you've even shot it to people, right? And then you can use that cash flow to put on the Facebook ads as long as you don't waste your money and you know what you're doing. Like it's smart. It's a smart thing to think about, how you can just take that one fee and be done with it. I think you're fine though. Honestly, with the deposit, it's creating double the work for you, right? To have to again and get the payment, and sometimes people don't pay, and then like it's just chasing up. So where you can minimize that, that's also a good idea.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. If you just start doing it, and if you have it as a click through thing on Pixie Set or however you process your payments, if you just have the thing there and 375 to pay, book done, you'll find most people who actually want to do it will be like, okay, do it. You've just got to have enough kind of backbone and enough visualness that people can trust you, that you're paying $375 and you're going to get what they paid for. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do the deposit maybe this year, and as we move through next year, I'd move towards getting that up ahead of time.
I like that idea. I didn't realize that you could have. I didn't realize there was a thing that you could actually have people pay in advance.
When you book, I mean, what's some good examples? Like when you book a restaurant, often it's a deposit, but like there's things you book when you book for your hair salon. Do you pay on the day? I guess you do. Do you?
I haven't been to the salon in probably 10 years.
Yeah. So's my wife. There are examples. There are examples that I can think of if I have a moment where you pay for the thing for the whole thing, and that's like online workshops generally. Like you'll pay $200, $300, like and you'll pay the amount, and then on the day you don't rock up with your cash to pay it. You've already paid it, right?
Yeah.
So there are a bunch of business models where people pay, like, and ordering anything online. You pay for ordering roses on Valentine's Day. You pay $100 online and hope they turn up, right?
Right. Okay.
Yes. So,
I'm gonna have to look into that because I like that a lot better. Because at the shoot, I don't want people to stress over the money part of it. I want them to just focus on their session.
100%.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. I really didn't know that they could pay in advance like that.
Why not?
Like when they go to schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, I always gear them to go ahead and pay through Venmo if you'd like, or I can take your session on the day or your payment on the day of.
Yeah, there you go. Stuart's in the club. He just said, I'm 100% prepaid. Yeah, so
Okay.
So definitely look into it. You might get a bit of blowback or whatever at times, but if you do, you just deal with that and you go, oh, okay, how about a 50% deposit? And you can say, well, how about 50% deposit? I just usually when I'm there with my camera gear on the day, I don't like to have to think about the money stuff. And you can say that to people, and then most people will be like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Asking for money madness makes a shoot awkward. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, see, I agree. I think asking for the money or waiting for the money while you're waiting to say goodbye, it is really awkward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so how would you set that up or say that in this FB post to pay in advance?
I wouldn't say it. I would put the price in the FB post. You just put up the price. It's $375. This is what it includes, and depending on how much you want to manage the inquiries, you have a couple of choices. You can either set the click. If they click, the click is what? Open up an email, send a DM. Like there's options of what you can do when they click. So if it's send a DM, then you want to have a bit more of a conversation. And when they're ready to book, because they might ask, oh, can I book this in? And you have to write back, yeah, tell me about your family, whatever the other conversation that goes on. And then at the point they want to book in, you say, yeah, okay, great. Here's the booking link, and that booking link, depending on how you set it up, should just have the payment information and that form I said before: name, address, tick boxes, credit card to pay the $375, pay it.
Oh, okay. Well, I like what you said. It's attached to my booking site. Can't book without payment. I love that.
Yeah, simple.
How come I've never thought that before?
$375. I mean, it's for $375. That's totally viable, right? I've my actor headshot shoots and stuff. $600 and $800, and the people that book that really trust me because I've usually shot them a couple of times before. But they'll throw down $800 on the booking before the day.
Oh wow!
So yeah, no problem. You got to have the trust, right? You got to trust, and of course, if people then get sick, you got to deal with refunding them or whatever and that kind of stuff. But that's better than, because you're losing out in two ways the way you're doing it. You're leaving your cash flow unpositive by waiting until the day to get paid. Because if you imagine as you get busier, if you've got 20 shoots, weddings is another good example. A lot of wedding clients will pay $5,000 ahead of their wedding. They don't pay the $5,000 on the day of a wedding. They'll do a tip on the day.
Oh, okay.
Wedding photographers, good wedding photographers. That's what we used to do. We would give them time to pay, and some people would pay in installments prior to the wedding, but it's all due 30 days before the wedding.
Okay.
And those most good wedding photographers were like, yeah, you're paying $10,000 before you even rock up on the day, because as a business person, the other risk you've got is that weddings can get cancelled, right?
Right.
So if I'm a really prolific wedding photographer, if my Saturday is booked for your wedding, that Saturday is worth $10,000 to me. So if you're booked and paid for it, there's all these terms of like refund of like, if the wedding is cancelled within the last month of the wedding, which happens, you only get 50% refund, because that's a highly, I can't suddenly book another wedding on that day.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. See, the business side of photography is a lot harder than just going out and shooting. Like, there's so much more. There's so much more to it.
yeah. And again, for those who are listening along, this is great. We had a great chat with Britt today. She's already in my club, which is Humble Togs Club. It's a community of photographers who aren't being dicks to each other. That's exactly right, though, Britt. A lot of people out there on TikTok, on Instagram, on all these other places are just winging it and trying their best and going, it seems like all the other people charge $500. I guess that's what I'll do. And
Right.
then starting a business and then getting a couple of years in and going, oh shit, this is a bit harder than I thought. And and going, what do I do? So my whole pitch with Humble Togs Club, apart from just being a great space of photographers who aren't being dicks to each other, so I have to get a little puzzle here because TikTok thinks I'm not a real person. There you are. So the whole idea is come and be in this part of the club because it's an awesome place to be. But the thing I get really excited about, you can see I'm using my excited voice this whole time, is helping people get out of that rut.
And that's the rut I feel like I'm in. Like, I enjoy going out, I go enjoy shooting. It's the business side of it that makes it complicated. It's like, okay, how are all these other photographers doing it? And still, like, they're making it successful. Clearly, they know more of the business side of it than I do.
Sure, and there's so much to it, and whilst ever you stay in the bottom rung of the photographers fighting over the scraps of like the $300 to $500 shoots, it's always going to be a grind, and you're always going to be like, fuck, whatever. I don't know what your husband does, but the photography business as a whole, like I said, going back to the photography business I've built in Australia, we had clients, like I said, that like paid us $5,000 for artwork for their walls for the family photography, and weddings for $5,000 to $10,000, and actors headshots every day for $800 a pop. Like, we were making $40,000 a month, $50,000 a month, right? And I had 5 staff members to pay for. So, you can really build a great business out of this that is eclipsing any 9-to-5 job maybe your husband has or whatever. Like, there's a real potential to make real money in photography, and so many people are wasting their potential by just doing basic stuff and earning a couple $100 on the side of doing another. I think that's what you said, right? You have a 9-to-5er.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, but do you mind talking about that? How much do you make a week on that 9-to-5er?
At my regular job?
Yeah.
So I make 21 an hour.
What's that a week?
Oh God.
What's that?
I have no idea. I suck at math.
Sure. So let's pull a number out of the hat just for argument's sake. Let's say you make $1,500 a week, right?
Okay.
If you build up your business the right way in photography, you can make $1,500 in a shoot on a Saturday.
Right.
Right? And not work all week. You do have to take care of your healthcare. So again, in this country, that's a real thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm still at this 9-to-5, honestly, is because of the healthcare. Other than that, I would have just stuck with trying to build this business. I mean, I was at the point where I had a studio, like I was getting the shed, we had the shed, we were building on it and stuff, and then life happened, and then we were going to move the studio into the basement, which it was phenomenal. I had perfect access. There was a bathroom down there. I had a changing. I had office. I had it all designed out, and then life happened again, and I was basically kind of forced to go into a 9-to-5 to get that constant income coming in. So now that I've had a taste of what I really wanted, there's not a day that goes by that I will have that studio again. I will have it back on our property, but it's just getting to that point is what's hard.
Yeah, and it's like I said before at the top of the call, it's all baby steps, and this Christmas card is a great baby step to take. Get good at doing this Christmas card thing, and it will essentially fund potentially your whole year. Honestly, if you get really good at it and have enough clients, probably I would say realistically a 5-year goal is
Okay.
right now. If you can do this and get better at it every year, in 5 years, hopefully you're still around in Humble Togs Club and we're still chatting, and you can look back and say to me, Kurt, I have built a business that makes 200 grand a year now, and 100 grand of that is just off shoots that I book in from the Christmas card. That's
That would be a phenomenal goal.
it's entirely possible.
Okay, I'm going to take your word on it.
All right, I'm going to try and help as best I can. Um, I'll leave you there today. Go and play with that idea of the Christmas card thing. You're gonna mess it up. You're gonna fail. You're gonna maybe get a couple of shoots this year. If you get a couple of shoots this year out of it and you send a few off, that's a huge win. That should be your goal. There's a potential there that you could do 10 out of your 20 people. That's a really, really good success rate sending out these Christmas cards. Even if it's a cost or a profit neutral exercise for you this year, I think it'll be great just for you to go through, and then we'll kind of develop it as a concept. But you do all of those things alongside all the other things we talked about, which is like charging up front, raising your costs, limiting the amount of photos you provide. Like all these little stepping stones and baby steps will get you to where you got to go. But don't feel like you need to do them all at once. It takes time, it takes effort. You're a mom as well. We're all juggling all the things we juggle. So
Right.
yeah.
So on the first, I'm gonna post. I'll make the post. It's almost finished,
Yeah.
and then I would love to hear your feedback on it because you're probably gonna be like, "Oh no, not like that." But like
Well,
you said,
why don't
you
you,
try.
why don't you, I mean, the first is tomorrow, right? Is it August? Yeah.
Right.
First is tomorrow. If you want to, if you have time, put it up in Humble Talks Club before you post it, and I'll comment there.
Oh, okay, that's a great idea.
So that's what Humble Talks Club is for. Any ideas, like run them through the club first, and I'll be like, that looks great, maybe do this or do a tweak, whatever. Um, and then the other thing about the first, look, it doesn't have to go up on the first, as you know. Like,
Right, just like the first ish of September.
yeah. But then the other thing I would say is that you want to push it out repeatedly all the
Okay.
time through September and October. So on your social media, on your TikTok, create videos talking about it. Hey guys, are you a family in wherever you are? Here's the Christmas cards, and hold them up. Like figure out different ways on social media to hit this on the head every day for the next 2 months. Don't do it once.
Okay.
Don't do it once and think, oh, I've done it. No one responded. You see how much on Humble Talks Club on my social media I talk about the club every day.
Yes.
I'm just banging on about the same thing all the time. And in general, we get one new member every day. In general,
Okay, that's
so
awesome.
it's great. But that's me banging on all the time about it. And you need to bang on about this idea because it's a great idea and a great thing. But you're going to need to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, and you will find you'll get some success from not only the people you text message who are your clients, but
Right.
anyone else who wants to book a shoot that goes, oh yeah, I want to do Christmas cards again. That's a great idea. $375 isn't bad. I've been wanting to do a photo shoot. Let's go with this person.
Okay. A social media commercial? What is that? What is that?
Steve Stewart is asking, anyone ever use AI to create a social media commercial? I use AI all the time, Stephen, for social media. We definitely that's a whole nother Zoom about it. I actually have, if you go to Humble Togs Club, I haven't made videos about it, but in the classroom, in link chess, in marketing stuff, there is a thing called Marky, and Marky is an AI-based social media content creator. It's relatively cheap, and it can do social posts via AI. I also use ChatGPT to put up my own photos. If you guys want to go and look at, there's some posts that I've made where it's on the other platform that rhymes with Schminster Schmam, and and it's the ones where you scroll the photos and the photo moves with the scroll. You know those?
Oh,
I think they
cool.
call them carousels and stuff. So I use ChatGPT. I upload my photos into ChatGPT under a thing I've built that says, ChatGPT, give me the tiles that I need to create these images by keeping the height the same and the width can be whatever. Like I use that AI to create those social media posts. Um, is that what you're talking about, Stuart? But again, that's a whole other chat, guys. I'm going to get back to my retouching and processing today. Thanks for the chat, Britt.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Look forward to this. I'm going to upload this one and put it in the replays in Humble Talks Club. If anyone's out there watching this who isn't in Humble Talks Club, come and join us. It's a community of photographers who aren't being dicks to each other. And my goal for the rest of my life or the foreseeable future is to help photographers like Britt get out of that space of earning a couple $100 per shoot and into the space like I've built before, where you're earning $2,000 to $3,000 on average for a family shoot. And there's lots and lots of pieces to that puzzle. Thanks for joining, everyone. And I'm going to jump out of here. See you on the next one. Thanks, Britt.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.